It is time to talking about one of the most iconic coats ever made. I'm talking about the Peacoat. I bring to you two brands to review today, RICKSON and SCHOTT. Let's see the characteristics, let's compare and see which one is the best for you. See you inside. Okay, these are the Peacoat. The Peacoat has a long history in the wardrobe of the men's. And for me, are one of the most stylish coats for winter, and every man need to have one of these. But let's talking about the origin of the Peacoat itself. The Peacoat, according to the sources, has approximately 300 years of history. Could be more, but is documented at the beginning of the 18th century. In matter of fact, according to the origin, coming from the Dutch, that then was adopted by the British and later by the United States Navy or United States. The first documented record in a code uniform manual is back in 1731, when it was described this code as used by the sailors. But anyway, this code has been here for a long term. In matter of fact, I find this picture of the sailor of the Civil War wearing a peacoat. Not only the Dutch, British, and US adopt this code. You can see here in these pictures the French, the Italians, the Spanish, the Canadians, and the Russians have used or has in the uniform this code. Regrettably, this code was part of the uniform of the United States Navy until the October 1st, 2020, when was discontinued and replaced with this code, which absolutely synthetic. In matter of fact, when it was announced back in 2017, was a hearing in the Congress where the Navy was asking why they stopped using this code, and they say it was more comfortable, more modern, and bring to the new era the Navy. But the Congress at that time was worried. The members of the Congress was at that time worried because the Peacoat represent the heritage of the Navy, and they were against the discontinue of this code. In matter of fact, they argue that it's gonna ruin the bull production in USA, and the company at that time that was providing the Peacoats for the Navy was Stillingware of Boston, that regrettably after the discontinue and the COVID, this company closed for good. Is not in business anymore. But well, this what happened. In the civil from the civilians, you can see here in these pictures people like Robert Redford, James Dean wearing these coats. Also, James Bond, this character, wear peacoats in Casino Royale. I've seen this picture, and in Skyfall. Seeing and knowing this, high brands has released their own version with really expensive peacoats, like a Polo Ralph Lauren, like a Brunello Cucinelli, Givenchy, Billy Ray has released their own, and the prices are incredibly expensive. Like we're talking about Brunello Cucinelli, I think it's almost £6,000. Polo Ralph Lauren is almost £3,500. Billy Ray is they're 1,000 or a little bit more. It's really expensive. There was a version which I like a lot for private white from England, which now was on sale around 500, but originally it was £800 the price. But anyway, let's move on with the review itself and see how are the characteristics of any peacoat that need to have if you want to pick one. Not necessarily need to pick this, because there are multiple versions for every budget. and let's see what are the characteristics and what they made of to name a peacoat as a peacoat. Well, let's talk about this one first. Then we're going to put C because it's fit better in the screen. Then the peacoat is a double breast, like say this, is double breast coat, or overcoat, little bit longer than a jacket, but shorter than the coat, with a straight cut down. It's straight. Have you see? It's a straight cut. It's not boxy. It's a straight cut, and also has oversized lapels that could ulster style. You see in the picture here how is ulster coat, but that is in theory the style. Name this, but really the ulster coat was how is designed after or later on, has shorter history than the peacoats. And then oversized buttons, you see, has the oversized buttons, double line of buttons, you see here, oversized buttons made of plastic, sometimes made of bronze, or sometimes covered in gold. That was for a time released by the American Navy, but was discontinued. Go back to these buttons when it was in service, this coat, and has the buttons. Look at this. Look at the characteristics of buttons. Has an anchor. Yeah, has an anchor. Yeah, a folded anchor. Oh, sorry. There. 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 A folded ankle. Folded anchor, you see. Then let's see how many buttons, because there are two styles. There are two styles. The last style of the American Navy was 8 buttons. 8 buttons. And the British use 8 buttons too. But there are other versions that show 10 buttons, like this. Okay? 10 buttons. In this case, like this case, the SCHOTT has 10 buttons and double button holes here and here. Then you can change the orientation of this, but usually I work in this way. The left over the right. That is usually how I wear this. Then slit vertical here. Yeah, vertical slit pockets. Some peacoats has a pocket here, are a little bit longer and has a pocket here, and this a little bit higher. But it's more accepted that these slit pockets, vertical slit pockets, and this is cotton cloth, twill cotton cloth in the pockets, but they're gonna compare with the Buzz RICKSON, which is a reproduction from the 1912 or something like that. It's 1912 if I'm correct. Okay, then sorry, yeah, then we have the ulster collar, to keep very good protection, very high protection here, and in the back there's a bend. Originally, there is still a discussion. Originally, they say there wasn't in the sides, the bends. Then they would say there wasn't any bend, and they say there was one bend. In the last interactions for the Navy was one bend here. Please, those who are wearing the Navy, you can correct me, please. Despite I do a lot of research, there are so much information, but you can give your opinion and send me if I'm wrong or right. In this case, the lining is a quilted lining. It's a quilted lining with two pockets, okay? 2 pockets, and the sleeves are quilted too. This is very simple construction, very effective. And what's now, let's talking about the shell itself. before, because this is has a long discussion about the shell. To me, after all the research, this is what under the umbrella of pilot cloth, an umbrella pilot cloth, there are two main cloths that we use: Kersey and Melton, Kersey wool and Melton wool. And also, there is another what is not being used and is used for rich people back in the medieval times, was the broadcloth. But that to put aside to don't bring any confusion. Let's talk about the Kersey cloth. Kersey cloth was developed back in the 13th century in UK and named after the town of Kersey, where it was produced, and is a coarse woolen cloth, twill, a thick spoon, twill wave made of inferior carded wool. Let's say again, it's a coarse woolen cloth, spun with thick spoon, made of inferior carded wool and in twill weave. Then after that is napped and fulled. That gives us, that's why we cannot see, if we put it close, we cannot see the twill, because the fulled make this felt like it. No? That's the character, what gives the characteristic of wind protection and water resistant, water repellent. That's the characteristic of this wool. Then, are not Kersey, this is Melton wool. The things can become a little bit complex. Melton wool is, again, a spun not as thick, but is twill weave, is a twill weave that been, again, napped and fulled. Why I say this? Because the Peacoats from the United States Navy until the end of 1970 was made of Kersey wool or Kersey cloth, for say, not Kersey wool, because the wool is not the name, is a Kersey cloth, which if you compare this Melton wool with the Kersey cloth, is smoother, the Kersey cloth, and is tighter. It is tighter, which give more wind and water resistant. The people who used to wear the Kersey feel the difference when they grab a Melton wool, because the Melton wool is not as smooth, it's not as resistant, windproof or water resistant as the Kersey. If we're talking about the Kersey itself, the history, the Kersey was, as you told before, was inferior carded wool. That means was made for poor people. The rich people used to use broadcloth, which is superior quality. But the Kersey itself, despite it being an inferior quality of wool, has really good properties as resilient properties, and is good for as weatherproof. And the Kersey, back in time, was used not only for peacoats, was used for uniforms, blankets, and all the things that need to provide as need clothes for providing for the soldiers and sailors. But anyway, that is important to know, because some people still think the Kersey is much better than the Melton, but the United States Navy replaced the Kersey with Melton and 100% Melton, and after that replaced with Melton 80% and 20% of synthetics, polyester. But this is something that many people talking about in terms of what is difference, the difference of the age of different peacoats. Because if you're going to buy a second-hand peacoat, which I strongly recommend if you want to look for all styles, on eBay you can find and they are labeled in the label, say Kersey or say Melton. That make enormous difference. But nowadays, most of the Peacoats, brand new Peacoats, are made of Melton, with different weights. In this case, let's talking about the Melton wool of this. This is a little bit tricky. This is a little bit tricky. Here, after a lot of research, I found a SCHOTT state that they were provided for the United States Navy, but I cannot find what was the contract and what was the era what was they provide the Peacoats for the Navy. I cannot find nothing that, and in short they say they were provided, but they don't give more information than that. That's mean if you are SCHOTT and have the records when you provide for the Navy, you're gonna have it. They say contract number and provided from 1965 to 75 or something with this number of contract, which they don't have. But let's talk about how it's made, the shell of this. In theory, they advertise in the website that is 80% wool and 20% synthetic. But in reality, it's 75% wool, 20% synthetic, and 5% a mixed fibers between wool and synthetic. It's a little bit misleading. But let's talk about now the service of this coat. I have this coat already 8 years, and you see the characteristics, perfect, absolutely perfect. I use normal use in winter, usually when I want to dress up a little bit, and it's fantastic, fantastic. In matter of fact, in terms of sizing, my chest measurements are 44 inches, real 44 inches or 112 centimeters. And they advise to go for 44 size, but are a little bit roomy, these coats. And the size of this is, if you've seen here, is 40. And is in the way I like to wear this, which usually I wear with just a shirt or a turtleneck and a tee, and very slim and close to the body, slim fit. What is there is any problem with this coat? No, at all. The price now is $300, more or less, $300, and it's really good quality. I cannot say nothing about this because you say they say, well, okay, it's, what the several forums say, oh, it's less than 80% of wool. It's not recommended because I don't recommend it because it's not good. No, I have no problem whatsoever with this. You can find this second hand in really good condition. Go for it. It's very, very good. The only problem is with this kind of coat is the fluff. It's a fluff, but that is for other video all the time. But in terms of quality, it's really, really good. The field course is really the feeling is coarse. The construction is very simple. It's simple stitches here all the way, and do not affect the durability of the coat itself, or the Peacoat. It's simple stitches. I've been wearing this normal wearing in really cold situations, and have no problem whatsoever. Even with the pockets, no problem whatsoever, and never feel the need to sew in a bottom. I never had a problem with the buttons. It's something that I pay attention, because if the buttons start to fall off or don't last longer, you need to do the sewing, and never looks the same. But here, after 9 years, the button still goes strong and the stitching still goes strong, which is very, very important. And look at the finish here, has double stitch. I always remark this, has double stitch. Not only to reinforce, to reinforce and sew it, to reinforce here. Look at this. Reinforce the edge There's sewing the edge, and there's sewing folded and sewing, which is a really good technique, really good technique. Look at that, give that sensation of strong and protection. As you see, there is no loose threads, there is no loose stitches. With the time, nothing has changed. Everything looks as new. Of course, how often use in the winter, maybe 3 months, not on daily basis, because I have other coats that I use too, but it's already 9 years and going strong, and the style go really strong. This no need to change with the waves of the fashion. This is something that make always look you very well dressed, very well dressed. But this is a slim fit according to me. Then let's see the measurements to see how measure a 40, because sometimes it's difficult. Then remember this, my measurements. My measurements are 44 inches in the chest, 44, that means 112 centimeters. My weight is always 94, 93, 95, but it's never is more than 95, 94 now. My height is 6 foot or 184 centimeters. Then for get that slim fit, look at this, very straight. Get that fit, but I like it. I have no belly, sorry, but if you have belly, I think you need to size up. This is 23 in armpit to armpit, 23 inches. No, sorry, my mistake, 23.5 inches, armpit to armpit. The sleeves is 26.5 inches. The back, you're gonna see how fit this into me, and you're gonna see what I meant. What I mean is 20 inches, and the back length is 32 inches. 32 inches. Fantastic, really good measurements. Really good measurements for my fit. Now, let's talking about the Boss RICKSON, which is my latest, my newer Peacoat. And why buy this? Because it was a little bit tight, no snag, was too slim for me, the Peacoat from SCHOTT. I was looking for a new Peacoat. I was thinking about it by Kersey cloth Peacoat or on eBay, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy really when it take me too much time, which I don't have. Then I decided to go for a reproduction. This time Boss RICKSON. The Boss RICKSON reproduction, which is very expensive. I bought it in Inoya. I have nothing, no relation with Inoya. I paid 460 pounds this. But let's see the characteristics of this. The characteristic of this has 36 ounce of Melton wool, 100% wool, 100%, and is the same style. This is bigger, size 46 according back RICKSON, back RICKSON. It has the same style, are better finish. The pockets, I like how is the finish of the pockets. I really like, see, and welted, very nice finish. This time the oversized buttons and urea buttons. Let me open this. This is new. Urea buttons with the fold anchor and the 13 style that represent the original 13 states of the United States. This is a reproduction of the 2012 of the United States Navy. Again, has the double bottom holes. This time has again the right side has five. Sorry, has 5 buttons. Okay, 5 buttons, 10 buttons in total. It's not 6 like the last interactions of the United Navy Peacoat. Let's gonna take a. Well, now the interior is satin. Okay, it's satin. It's not quilted, but it's very heavy. It has only one pocket here, one small pocket here, and one big pocket here with the naval clothing label. This reproduction is okay, but the problem is the reproduction for that time was made in kersey cloth. This is Melton wool. Then it's not the 100% accurate. If you want to go to accurate, it needs to be made of kersey cloth. But in this case, it's Melton wool, which is what is accepted. And this Melton wool is more felt-like feeling, and is less rough than the SCHOTT. I don't know if you can appreciate the. It's less rough. This is the Bush RICKSON. I'm going to show you the other, and I put side by side. This is the SCHOTT, and this is the Bush RICKSON. That is different. This feel more coarse, more rough, and this is more smooth, more like kersey feeling. But it's Melton wool. This is Melton wool. Melton wool is coming from Melton Mowbray in United Kingdom, and I can't find when it started the production of Melton wool, but the oldest one for sure is kersey and broadcloth. Anyway, let's keep seeing the difference of this. Let's see here, here. I'm sorry, let's button up because I want to take a measure. Another thing, it has this stitch, line stitch here. Okay, the interior is the same lining that in the body, but it has this. This is very accurate to the period. It's something that do the Japanese that I admire from the Japanese. They take the detail. They take the details and give really good releases. They give really good releases of the reproductions. Okay, let's measure. This is 46. Remember, this is 46. 46. I'm gonna try when I do the test, a fitting test, and then you're gonna see what I meant when I say the difference in the fitting with this and the other. And again, the problem is the fluff. It's the fluff. You need to let rolls to clean the fluff. I do every time before to leave. This is 1 inch bigger than the SCHOTT. The SCHOTT is 23.5. This is 24.5. It's 46. The sleeves are 27. The other was 26.5. And this is 21. The other was 20. Okay, it's 1 inch bigger. 1 inch bigger, and they'll see the length. The length, this is longer, 34, 2 more inches than the SCHOTT. And you're gonna see how is the fitting and which one you think is better or fit better. And these are the two styles that I think are the best in terms of peacoats. But let's go to the test and see what my final thoughts about this and how to pick the best one. Okay, this is how fit the peacoat from SCHOTT. Okay, front, okay, the length of the sleeve below the breast, which is the recommended. Okay, this fits really well here. Let's do this fine. The shoulders is okay. It's just the right fit. I cannot wear more than turtlenecks and a long sleeve, heavy long sleeve tee. It's not letting me more movement than that, and there is a little bit of restriction in the movement. I like this fit. I really like this fit, but has the contacts if you don't have much movement or more space for layer up. See the front, okay, the side, the back, the other side, and let's go back to the front. Okay, now let's check out the Boss RICKSON how fit and the final thoughts. Okay, this is how fit the Boss RICKSON. See, this is more roomier than the other. It's far roomier than the other. The sleeves are longer than the SCHOTT. See, it's almost right to the knuckle of my thumb. See, that's the way they need to be. Still, we are in range. There's more space for layer up. It's more roomy. Have more freedom of movement. And there are things that I forget about this, which are important. Has a corduroy in the pockets, and has a fastener here. This for close the collar. When it was the original model, when it was this design. Let's see then how this fit: the front, the side, the back, the other side. Let's go to the front. Well, you need to pick which one is like, what's fit like more. All depend on what you like. Is closer fit or more roomier, more straight fit, more slim fit, more straight fit. I like more the fit of the SCHOTT. But well, these are two options that I have. Okay, now my final thoughts. What I can tell you about this. First, you need this. You need this because in your wardrobe. This is a step up in your style. It's the heritage, the style that gives you this, and it's easy to dress up with this. It's very easy to dress up. When you use a turtleneck now, a shirt, even a tee sometimes, depending how you wear these things. Jeans, dress pants, you're always going to look smart in this coat. Well, now, how big one? Where you buy new or vintage, that are two ways to approach. First one, new one, see your budget, because there's a wide range of budgets, wide range of price for the Peacoats. And the difference is the materials that you use for the construction of this coat. My advice is check out your budget, how much money you have, and between your budget, check what have more percentage of wool. That is one of my advice. Check the budget and what is the percentage of wool. Higher percentage of wool is going to be a best. And the other thing that you need to check out is the weight. How is the weight of the coat? Try to find the heaviest and the most percentage of wool between your budget. What I think about the Brunello Cucinelli, Paul Ralph Lauren, I think it's not worth it at all. I think it's not worth it. Just has the name on it and it's not make any difference when you wear it in the way. The important thing is in the way you wear the coat. And the other thing is, now let's move to the second hand. Second hand, there are two options. Of course, eBay. First option is go for second hand and relatively new coats. For example, the brands I strongly recommend and easy to find is SCHOTT and Stingwear of Boston. Both of them are really good quality. Both are really good quality. But if you're looking for vintage and you're looking for Kersey wool, be careful because there is plenty of them in the eBay. But make your research, try to check out the characteristics, the quality, and how they look, because sometimes they look horrible. And the good ones are expensive as a SCHOTT brand new. Be careful with that. I don't know how much is worth it or not, depend on you, it's your choice. But that is my way my advice to how to approach to buy the right peacoat for you. See you in the next. Thank you.